Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. And God is in the blessing business, honey. God is blessing us no matter what it look like. God is carrying us through, warrior. We done been through the battle. We done already been through the battle. Turn around and look over your life and look what God has brought you through. Because God has brought me through the battle and brought me through on top. So what I got to do is continue on being a God servant, not a man servant. I realize that my purpose here is for the Lord. My purpose here is to lift people. We need to find our own God-given purpose, but we so caught up in the spiritual warfare that we can't see it. We can't find it. We don't know the first place to go look. God, what am I here for? Because I used to wonder that too. Lord, I'm not just here just to be going through. God, it was one thing after another. But now it's breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. You just wouldn't believe how God is blessing me. How God is opening doors, how God is making breakthroughs. I'm telling you, I see. I can tell you that I know where I've been and I can see where I'm going. I can see that God has great plans for me, just like he told me in Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. That's the good end that you expected for God to give. That's not for you to be here going through all these different trials and tribulations. We go through to make us stronger, to pull us out, so we can give our testimony, lift somebody else. See, if I can't use my life to as an example to lift you, what am I here for? What good am I? If I'm going to use my life just to get myself ahead and get over and get what I can get and don't worry about the next person, what good am I? We are here to be God's servants. We are not here to be man's servants. We're here to lift one another up and show one another the way. Just like we all know we under oppression, the oppression now, it affects us directly and indirectly. Each and every one of us, all of us, the faces of the civil rights movement, not just black faces, they were all different races, under that movement. The civil rights movement was always a campaign of love. And many people saw that. Some people don't want to see that. Some people want to focus on the evil and want to continue to be the oppressors and continue to get over in this life. And then where you going to take it? See, that's what they don't think about. They so caught up and get mine. I got to get mine. Will run you down on the road. You doing the speed limit. They'll run you down to get theirs, honey, on this highway of life. See, that's what they don't understand. How you running folks down, how you getting yours. You can hide that evil heart from the past, but you can't hide from God, honey. So that's why it's time to grow. It's time to get these young people together. It's time to show them a different way. Because, see, evil counts them up for slaughter, and there they go. Years of their life gone. Wrong place, wrong time. Shouldn't have been there, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have thought about it. Should have turned the other way. Should have just left that alone. See, because you're going to get something else. Just let them go and have it. Let them go and have the road. Yeah, they pay taxes. They own the road. Let them have it. That's what I do. I get on out the way. You want to go ahead. Because, see, you going to stop me from getting my breakthrough by you trying to run me down. Go ahead on and then on up the way. See, I catch you on up the way. Because you going to cause a traffic jam in your life or somebody else's life, and you going to be held in account. Just like we got to be held in account when it comes to the Lord, honey. We got to be held in account when it come to God. So that's why we got to try to strive to reach our greatness, each and every one of us. Strive together. Different skin, one love, one God who created us. We got to go on with this movement. We got to try to right the wrongs. We see what didn't happen. It's silly to say that this ain't going on and that ain't going on. You already know what's going on. History has already done showed you, what didn't happen in the past. So now what we do, we right the wrongs. We move forward. Okay, it happened. We move forward. We got to forgive. I'm going to tell you something. Learning what I learned and what happened to my people, my ancestors, of course, I'm human. Of course you feel anger, but I had to get over that. I had to forgive. I had to know that God said, vengeance is mine. Let me deal with that. You go ahead and do the work that I have here for you to do. And that's to bring people together. That's to lift people. That's to show people a different way. Because, see, racism can, just like it was taught, can be untaught. Children are not born racist. Racism is taught. So it needs to be untaught. We need to right the wrongs. We need to start now, start today. And I'm telling you, it's some people who they just want to be oppressors. But they gonna realize their ways too. You are gonna realize. Because we all know how to love. We all know right from wrong. So we all got to give an account. It's going to come a time when you're going to stand before judge. You're going to stand before the throne of God. And what did you do? God is going to ask, what did you do? How did you help? Did you look out for your sister and brother? See, because I got to do the work of the Lord for the rest of my life. I'm doing the work. I'm living for God, honey. I'm not turning the other way. I'm not going to do what he said. Curse God and die. No, I'm going home. I'm going on with the Lord. And see, as long as I keep my eyes focused on God, honey, God give me this day my daily bread every single day. I don't have to worry about nothing. God has continued to shine the light of love on me. That's what I needed. Because if we don't have love, we die spiritually and then we die physically. We got to have love. It's not woe is me. We as a people need to come together. We as a people need to grab a hold of one another, lift one another up, be the change. Let us all be the change. When we all be the change, then we can start doing things different. We can come together the way we supposed to come together and rise. Rise as a people, rise as a world, rise as a nation. Love drives out hate. Love, not hate, will make the world great. So that's the message that we got to keep carrying forth. The message that the freedom fighters gave us is the message of love. The civil rights movement was always a campaign of love. And Dr. King said we headed on to genuine equality and righteousness. So that's where we going now. So now we see we got to right some wrongs. We got to make some stuff different. We see some racial disparities in the sentencing. We see racial gaps. We see all this wealth gap. We see different things going on. I mean, you have to be blind. Even a blind man can see that this is not right. This ain't genuine equality. This ain't righteousness that we living up under. We need to do better as a people because we are going to be judged. You are going to be judged for your oppressing heart, for the way you oppressing folks. You got to take a hard look at you. I did. Take a hard look at you and what you do. How'd you mess up? Because before I started growing, I had to really look at me and forgive some folks. I had to do some things different. I had to ask folks for forgiveness. It don't matter if you don't ever see them no more. And if you can't ask them, give it to the Lord. Well, Lord, I don't know where they at. I don't know how to talk to them. I don't even want to talk to them. But I want to let you know, God, that I'm asking for forgiveness. I want to turn my life around. I want to strive to reach my greatness because, Lord, when my day comes, when I stand before your throne, I want to be led in the kingdom. You ain't going to be led in the kingdom with your oppressive heart, honey, under oppressing people, being under oppression and oppressing yourself. You need to forgive yourself. That's who I had to forgive. I had to forgive me, me and some other folks. It's time to move on. Jesus taught us forgiveness. Have you forgiven? You need to learn forgiveness. Forgive and let it go. Move on. See, because we got bigger fish to fry. We got some more things on the agenda that we working on. We working on trying to unite together as a people, as a world, coming together as one. God created us all. Different skin, one love, one God who created us. My heart, you can use my heart in your chest. You can use my liver. You can use my kidneys. You can use my blood. So what's the difference? It ain't no difference except we just got different skin. We all different, period. I'm different than my daughter. I'm different than my mother. We all different, but we all got to come together as one. We got the same Father, honey. Different mothers, but the same Father. And that Father is God. So it's time to come together as one. It's time to come together as a people. It don't matter what race. Because when we go before judgment, honey, we got different bodies. These earthly bodies, they gonna expire. But see, we got heavenly bodies. Heavenly bodies that we gonna get, honey. This old building right here has got to move. My soul has got to move. My soul is going on with the Lord. I'm going on a transition, with the Lord. That's my goal. And I'm trying to take you with me. I don't want you to get left, because God said my will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. So we got to keep on pressing on toward the mark of the high calling of God. We got to keep on moving, people. No matter what the oppression, no matter what it looked like, just be lifted. Keep going on in God. Don't focus on it. Don't be distracted to be attracted to it. Don't be attracted to the distraction over there. Yeah, we see it's going on. We see what they doing. We see they got this going on. But honey, we got to keep our eyes focused on the Lord, for whom the bell tolls. That's us. We got to keep our eyes focused on God, because God is moving. God is showing signs. God is giving us confirmation that some different things getting ready to happen. So what we got to do is keep our eyes focused on the Lord. That goes for all of us, all around the world. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world, not just in one place, all over the world, not just over there, all over the world, not just for you, all over the world, not just right here for me, all over the world. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. That's what we gonna strive every day, to reach our greatness in God. Kings and queens, keepers of the dream, we rolling on full steam. I wish you love, peace, and soul each and every day. Act like you in customer service. Talk to somebody like how you want to be talked to. Talk to them nice. Talk to them with kindness. It don't take a lot to show some kindness, to smile. Tell somebody to have a nice day. Show love, sow love, and watch your harvest grow. What you sow, therefore you shall reap. So how about sowing some love? How about sowing love and reaping this great big harvest of love? I got a great big old harvest that's 45 countries wide, honey, and I'm steady growing. We gonna keep on growing, because we gonna drive the hate and evil to the farthest corners of the world, and then we gonna push it off. It ain't gonna be no more hate and evil. God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. Who want to live around hate and evil? Really? Who? Nobody. We want to live around love, peace, and harmony. We want to keep on going forth with the message of love, and that is God. God is love. God commands us to love. And so here we grow in God. We gonna reach our greatness in God each and every day, honey. I'm gonna be on here. I'm gonna be on the podcast preaching the message of love, because I got to. God commands me to. That's my God-given purpose. That's why I was up there in that driver's seat driving that bus up there quiet for so long. But I didn't even realize that I was gonna be preaching later on. So that's why God had me up there saving my voice, being quiet for 20-some years, driving buses. So now, for a time such as this, all the oppression that I lived through, that I went through, that I saw, that I suffered through, I'm here to tell you, you ain't got to go through it. I'm going to help you reach your breakthrough. I'm going to help you with the shortcut. Now, don't go that way. We're going to go this way. We're going to avoid all them pitfalls. We're going to avoid all that. Into each life some rain must fall, yes. Yes, Tupac said keep your head up. But we're going to keep our head up. We're going to avoid all them pitfalls. That was one wise man. There's been some wise kings on this earth, honey, who done told us some different things. But now they on the side of the ancestors, pushing this movement. The souls ain't sleep. Ain't nobody sleep. Ain't nobody resting. They ain't sleeping in peace. How they gonna sleep in peace with all this evil going on up under the sun? We down here living in hell. With all this evil all around us everywhere, all this oppression, voter suppression, all this different kind of stuff going on. I'm telling you, it's just evil. So, now we grow in God. Now we take a stand. God done gave us the plan. It's a master plan, honey. And here we grow in God. We gonna grow in God. We gonna sow the seeds of love. We gonna reap the harvest. What you sow, therefore you shall reap. So instead of reaping evil and hate, we're going to reap love and make the world great. We're going to go ahead and drive this evil and hate on up out of here, honey, and make this world a better place for our future, for our tomorrow, for our children who looking up at us. You know, the littlest people of God's steeple. They looking at us, honey. What are we going to do? How you going to do it? When you going to do it? You know, that's all they want to know. When, where, how. So now we got to show them. We got to sow. We got to sow love to these kids. Show love to your teenage. I got a teenager at home, 16-year-old. We get along fine, honey. Cause look, all I do, I sow love all day long. We just be laughing and talking. That's what you got to do. Sow love in your workplace. Sow love in your marriage. It works, honey. Love drives out hate. It drove mine on up out of there because he was on another agenda. But I'm telling you what works. Love. Sow love and watch a harvest grow. When will there be a harvest for the world? God said, it's coming up, God. We growing the harvest. It's going to be a harvest for the world right now. It's 45 countries wide and we growing. We sowing. We sowing the seeds of love. We rising. Kings and queens, we're going to take a stand. Here we grow in God. I love you. We're going to rise over this oppression. Yes, the oppressors are here. Ecclesiastes say the oppressors are here up under the sun. But here we grow. We got the plan. Let's rise. Take a stand, kings and queens. Let's grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Over oppression through wisdom. I love you. That wisdom, that's love. That God-given love. You know, understand. It's time to take a stand against this oppression. You know, now people see it's a problem. The oppression is affecting us all. Directly and indirectly. All these mass shootings, all this evil going on around us. Honey, it's time to grab our people up. It's time to grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Watch your breakthroughs come. I'm telling you, God is in the blessing business right now and God is on the move. I love you.